talking to T.O. about the forgiveness in drivers?
I really consider forgiveness a couple different things. We know the classical forgiveness is mishits, and the industry measures that by mishits on a robot test. So when we swing that robot, the robot is always coming back to the same square position, and we move the tee around so he hits in the toe, heel, high, and low. That's the traditional forgiveness we talk about. Now, one of the things to remember there, that's heavily driven by inertia and things like face size. And when we do that, that's also with a square face. Now, I played golf for a long time, but I know I don't always hit it with a square face. So when we talk about that test, that robot test for forgiveness, we want to maximize the inertia, which is usually moving the weight further back, so we get that maximum forgiveness on mishits. That's very important to a lot of golfers. But the debate in the industry that's raging now is this front CG versus back CG. And the challenge there is everything we do in design is a trade-off between what you want the ball to do, the best launch conditions, and the amount of forgiveness you want to design for a specific player. So we're trying to design the maximum forgiveness for that player by taking the weight out of the front, moving it down and low, away from the face, further back. We don't, in some cases, go all the way to the back that some other manufacturers do because there is a trade-off there in terms of speed and CG contact point relative to where you're impacting the ball in the face. The other part of forgiveness that's really critical, we believe, is the ability to square the club up at impact. Some people may not call that forgiveness, but we know in a golf club, as the golfer says, forgiveness, I don't know that he's thinking about a robot test. He's just thinking about, I have a swing, I hit it bad somehow, and it doesn't go very far. He wants to have that improved. And he doesn't always know that that's a square face impact or an open face or a closed face. So our second challenge as designers is really to get that face squared up at impact. And that's the one thing where we know many golfers will benefit from a further back CG to help them square the face. So if you look at some of our products today, with BioCell product, we're right in the center from a CG perspective, but very low. For the Baffler XL, we're very far back. Baffler XL is also an offset driver, so there's a great ability of forgiveness in both ways. The off-center mishit forgiveness with a robot test square face, and that face closure benefit you get from an offset driver with a very back CG. So that forgiveness is really for the golfer who needs all of those benefits together. And our goal with these products is they are for different players. Different players want different things in their golf clubs. Some players will optimize forgiveness over other things in golf that they may want. For instance, Ricky Fowler doesn't need a lot of forgiveness. Ricky Fowler wants distance and workability. So a player like that will benefit probably more from a front CG than a back CG. But a player who slices, like Josh and I, we need that back CG. Some cases, some shots we probably even need offset to help us square the face.
Preposterous.
The other third challenge to me that I see with a lot of golfers is ball flight and their reaction after they hit a shot that may be too low. What do when we hit it too low? We try and kind of hit it higher, and we do this a number of different ways. Most of the time, it's not good things in our swing that cause us to do this. So if it goes too low from a lower loft or a CG that's too forward, the golfer tries to lift it. When he tries to lift it, typically he has a fading, slicing tendency. So we found over the years that in many cases, if we can give the golfer that back CG and plenty of height in their shot, which you also get from back CG, they don't have that need to adjust their swing to manipulate the ball flight of the shot. And therefore, they still get more forgiveness because they're getting the ball in the air easier and they can swing freer. So there's a number of things when I hear forgiveness from golfers, I think about it in who's the golfer, what specific thing are they talking about, and what do they want in their game. That's why forgiveness is really valuable for golfers because we have to play our foul balls.